Uh, Thank you for having me. I'm Gina Baldwin, a licensed speech pathologist and founder of APP2SPEAK. I'll give you a little background. I worked with children for about 10 years and then went into working with adults in skilled nursing facilities, home health, outpatient clinics, acute care, rehab, and currently I'm working in senior living, assisted living, and memory care as a speech pathologist. But during my days working in the skilled nursing facility, I found that adults who had experienced a stroke having difficulty with their speech and communication. And I realized through making the photo word boards that they were able to identify with photos. So I came up with the design and created and self-funded APP2SPEAK to help individuals with their speech and communication. It is for older adolescents to adults, for those who lost their ability to speak. It's doesn't really have core vocabulary or language learning. So I just wanted to let you know that for the school age children that are learning language, it may not be appropriate for language learning, but it could be a means of communication. There are 3 features with APP2SPEAK. The first feature that I'll show you are the preset pages. So when APP2SPEAK is downloaded, there are 80 photos indicating an immediate want or need. The second feature that I'll show you is the text-to-speech feature. That's where individuals can type their messages and speak. And then the third feature that I'll be showing you are the custom pages. And that's where the individual can easily integrate their own photos, take a photo within the app, and they can also personally record a familiar voice. Up here at the top, you see there's small and big. And I'll demonstrate all of this so you can change the photos to a bigger for someone who has visual difficulties. We have 2 choices, a male or a female voice. This is the text-to-speech button. It is located on every page. So at any time, if the user doesn't have something already set up for a response, they can type their message and speak it. This toggle button up here towards the right, it is the button we will use throughout the demonstration for customizing APP2SPEAK. The question mark is the help page. It is where you can find what you need to know about customizing APP2SPEAK. I will be showing you the help pages. So if you use APP2SPEAK after this presentation and don't remember, you can always go to the help page where the directions are built in. These orange arrows here to the right, they are actually targets for accessibility. So the accessibility features that are built into the iPad, the touch accommodations, the vision, and as well as the Bluetooth switch. So these are targets for a Bluetooth switch. I'll also mention with some of the eye gaze technology out there, APP2SPEAK is compatible with most of the eye gaze apps or eye gaze technology. So just simply touch a photo. I love you. Now I know sometimes, I'm going to turn up the volume. Sometimes you can't hear it. Hopefully you can. But that said, I love you. I need my medicine. I need my medicine. So there's just a variety of words or phrases that are associated with these photos. I'm going to select and just touch the big button. So for someone who has visual difficulties, they can select the big pictures, and then they would just, I'm scrolling or swiping up to demonstrate the rest of the photos. This is page number 1. There are 4 pages on the preset. The modifications on the preset pages, you can turn the photos on or off, and you can rearrange them. These photos are not in any particular order. So the preference of the user, they can move them, they can also turn them off. Turn the custom button on by touching it, and you can see that there are a yellow box with the gray check mark. To turn off the photos, simply just touch the check mark and turn it into an X. Turn the custom button off, and those photos just go away. So they kind of blacken out. They're still there, but if you don't need them, or sometimes users may get overstimulated, so you might just want to have just a few photos on the pages. Turn the custom button back on, and I'm going to turn the X back into a check to turn the photos on. To move the photos, keep your custom button in the on position. And let's say I want to move the picture of love. It highlights, and then I'm going to move it just above. So it's just a touch and a touch to where you want it. To move the photos from page to page, you'll see as I go through, there's here at the bottom right corner a white box with a great arrow. So you'll have that arrow on the different corners of each page. So you would go corner to corner to move them to the next page. I'm going to turn the custom button off. And I'm just swiping over to the left. This is preset page 2. Preset page 3. And then preset page 4. Starting on page 5 is the custom pages. As you see here, I took some images from the internet of different familiar places. And when you do the customization, you can have just one word, one phrase, or you can have multiple phrases about one picture. So depending on the ability of the individual, if they are at a high level of communicating, you can create and personalize this into a conversation. So I will touch McDonald's.
Let's go to McDonald's. I'd like to order a fish sandwich.
So again, you can customize to the individual's specific needs. And to do that, I'm going to turn the custom button on, and I'm going to touch this square right here where my yellow cursor is. And in a few seconds, so it's a touch press, and the settings box pops up. You can go to your library and grab a photo or take a photo. First, I'll show you how to go to your library. And here at the bottom, so this is my photo albums on my iPad. Once you take pictures or add pictures to the custom pages of APP2SPEAK, it will create your own album. So I'm going to select my APP2SPEAK album. Now this is quite funny. You can see I've done a lot of demonstrations with my dog and lemons. We're just going to select the picture of lemons. Here on the title board, I'm just touching it, and then this is the Apple keyboard. So this is integrated into the app. So I'm going to type in the word lemons, and you can see the word prediction here. And then I'll type in multiple sentences. And again, I'm using the prediction. To add the multiple sentences, you want to hit the return button twice, or otherwise known as a double space. And I'll do it again. And then down here in the bottom right, this little keyboard, if you touch that, it removes the keyboard from the iPad, and you can see my sentences are there. I'm going to select the Save button, confirm OK, and close out.
I like lemons. I need lemons. Lemons are sour.
So that's how you use a photo from your library and add multiple sentences to that. I'm going to turn the custom button back on. And let's say we no longer like like lemons. So I'm going to just touch and select it because I want to show you, you can use that trash bin to trash the whole picture or the whole entry. Down here in the bottom right, I can reset it. I have a trash bin to delete the title and to delete the sentences that I added. So I'm just going to delete the whole entry and save, confirm, and then up here, close out. To take a photo within APP2SPEAK, turn the custom button on, and I'm going to select the square here. Again, I'm pressing and holding it for a few seconds. I select take a photo, and my dog's not up here, so you get a lovely picture of my keyboard. And if you notice down here in the bottom right, if your picture is blurry, you can retake it. I'm just going to use the photo. I now realize I need to dust my keyboard off. So I'm going to touch the title, and I'm just going to type in keyboard. And I'm going to remove the keyboard because now I'm going to go from text to voice and demonstrate how you can record a familiar voice. So I select voice, and then I'm going to select record. I need a new keyboard. Let's go to Best Buy and get one. Select the stop. I can play it back to listen. I'm going to select save, okay, and close out.
I need a new keyboard. Let's go to Best Buy. Get one.
So that's how you take a picture within APP2SPEAK and record a voice. On the custom pages, we can move them around. Let me go to the next page. The custom pages are endless. Again, you can, each page can be a category, community, work, school, home, however you want to do it. And once you start building out pages, if you decide you want to rearrange the pages, you would turn the custom button on, touch the page number, and this navigation feature is called page mover insert. So let's say I decided I wanted to rearrange my custom pages. I want to put this page 7, actually say I want to move it to be page 6. So I put it on page 6, select confirm. So my current page 5 stays as 5, and then this now becomes page 6. And that becomes page 7, and this is page 8. If someone does not speak English, they have a different native language, you would go to the language and region on your iPad and change it. So I changed it to McDonald's, and then you would just type in the language for the custom pages. The preset pages, though, stay in English. The only modifications, as I mentioned, is you can rearrange the photos and you can turn them on or off. The other feature that we have for navigation is if you just touch the page number, we have a feature called Go to Page. So I communicate using this page, and then I want to go back to page 1, so I would just confirm. So you can swipe to pages, or you can do the Go to Page navigation. The text-to-speech feature is next. We have 2 different displays for low vision, where it'll be the black text on the yellow background, or it'll be white text on the black background. And then to save phrases, once you type in some phrases, you have the opportunity to save. I already have some saved, so I'm going to select the word phrases here. And so I can just select
How are you doing?
and speak. And then I can clear it. And then I can say, type in my message. I can adjust the font size for visual difficulties. And I also can adjust the speech rate. I can make the speech go slower or go faster. I'll just speak.
I'm getting hungry.
And to save a phrase, so you can see I have a lot of phrases saved. So I want to save I'm getting hungry. Down here on the right towards the middle, I'll select the word edit and then the word add. So it added I'm getting hungry. And then I'm going to save and then select the select the view to go back to the normal view. So this is what it looks like. Uh-oh. Sorry about that. Okay. There we go. So that's how it looks with the black on yellow and the black on, or the white on black. The question mark is the help page. So I explained about turning on and off the pictures, and you have the written and pictorial directions. So all the different features of App2Speak are built in. In addition, you can select play. If you're connected to the internet, it'll take you to our YouTube channel where we have demonstration videos. But I want to express that you don't need to be on the internet or connected to the internet to use App2Speak. So you could be in a rural area where there's poor internet connection or on an airplane, and you still be able to use App2Speak for communication. The key here on the help page is a password. So if you want to enter a password, then you can turn on your edit protection, and that keeps people from making unwanted changes or deleting. So it protects the customization. We also have a page lock feature. When you turn that on, up here in the top right, there's a lock, and that will keep me from being able to swipe or move to another page. And sometimes that feature is helpful for individuals. Select the question mark, and I'm going to turn the page lock back off. Another feature that we have with App2Speak is preferences. And so on the preferences, I'll show you the individual may not want to use those preset pages. Maybe English is not their primary language. So they don't want the app to start on the preset pages. So let me back up just a second. When the user starts App2Speak, it starts on the preset pages, page 1. So if they want to bypass and go, maybe they're a person that types and does the text to speech as their preference, they would set their preference to text to speech. Or if their preference was to start on the custom pages, they would turn on the custom page preference. And at the very bottom here, if they turned both the custom pages and the text to speech, the individual would start on the text to speech feature, and then once they're done with the text to speech, they would go to the custom pages. So there's different ways and preferences for the individuals to set up and customize App2Speak. That's kind of the 50,000-foot overview of App2Speak. Does anyone have any questions, comments?
If there are, excuse me, if there are any questions, please feel free to turn on your mic. This was really informative. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I learned a lot. Don't know about anyone else, but I did. I was not familiar with this app at all. Thank you.
Well, thank you. And if you have any questions, I guess, Naomi, you can provide people with my email address, or You can go to the website to learn more at app2speak.com.
Yes.
Gina, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Could you speak a little bit about what device like compatibility in terms of whether there's like a web-based version of the software and how much it costs to acquire?
Okay. We don't have a web-based version. This web-based takes internet. So right now, we're on iOS 9.1 and up version. And on Android, we are 9.0 and older right now. We are looking into updating the Android, but most of our 99% of our users are all iOS users. So but we do have older Android users. So it's available on the App Store for $179.99, so $180 plus any taxes the states have. It is a one-time fee. It is not subscription, so you pay one time. We provide complimentary consultations, virtual demonstrations, any support or help that an individual would need. And for that one-time fee, any updates that we do. So anytime we make an update, we add a new feature for navigation or, whatever we add, those notifications come and the people would get the newest version. We also have an App2Speak Lite version. It has one preset page. It has the ability to give someone the feel of typing a message. It does not have the speech output. And then it has the ability for 5 custom phrases or 5 custom photos. And the Lite version basically is for several reasons. One, it's $14.99. And it's for individuals, professionals who may have a very low resource budget. So if they wanted this resource in their toolkit for $15, they would be able to evaluate and assess a potential user if they would be able to use App2Speak and if it would be appropriate for their needs. The second is we get many inquiries into our contact us on our webpage. And it could be in the middle of the night and people want to start a trial. That's the other thing. We do have 14-day complimentary trials. But a lot of times people they want it now. So it's a reasonable price for the mini version, as well as we realize that there are individuals who are at their end of life and they need a means to be able to communicate their immediate wants and needs and some personal needs. And so we thought this was a way to give them quality of life and communication. Did I answer your question, Michael?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions, thoughts, comments?
Gina, thank you so much for coming and showing us App2Speak. It was very informative.
All right, thanks. Thanks everybody for your time. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.